Hey, what's going on, Northside Lifestylers? We are live, and let's go ahead and talk about what we've been doing over these last few weeks. As may or may not know, Twee and I have been traveling. We went out to Cancun, and we came out to up here in beautiful Seattle, Washington, and we've just been kind of jumping around from place to place. And right now, we're staying in a beautiful mansion out here in the middle of the woods, just outside of Seattle. So I wanted to talk. Let me go ahead and pause the. Boom. Okay. So tonight, what we're talking about is we're talking about reconnecting. We're talking about evolving your space, evolving your audience, evolving yourself, and finding ways to, as you continue to grow, continue to reconnect to yourself, continue to connect to your audience members, and stay connected to the people that really matter the most. And who it is that really matters the most a lot in your marketing is your audience. So it's everybody that you're talking to, everybody that you're working with, as well as yourself. If you become out of alignment with yourself, what you'll find a lot of times is that business gets hard. Everything gets hard when you're out of alignment with yourself. Excuse me if I have a little bit of a scratchy voice tonight. When we were staying in Las Vegas, we actually stayed in a place that ended up getting all of us sick. I don't know if there was something going through the air vents or whatever it happened to be, but I got sick, Twee got sick, my son got sick. So I'm still kind of getting over that a little bit. So apologize if there's a little bit of a frog in the throat. But for those of you who are just jumping on tonight, as you guys may or may not know, we didn't have a webinar last week or the week before. The week before that we were traveling. Last week I was sick. So we had a whole 2 weeks of disconnect and a whole time for everybody to kind of go off in their own different directions. So what this is about is bringing things back together, bringing things closer, reconnecting, and evolving into that next level of your business. So if you're just joining in with us tonight, for those of you who may or may not know, over the last 3 months or so, Twee and I have been promoting the Aspire system within RevShare Lifestyle, and through that system, we've been able to generate a lot of cash and all those different types of things. But more importantly, what we've noticed is that there's a big shift in the messaging. There's a shift in the marketing, and there's a shift in the people that we're talking to. A lot of the people that we're talking to are, they're higher ticket. They're what you might call the executives. There's a lot of people that are coming from corporate America that are looking to make that shift, especially because things like corporate America, they're not offering pensions anymore. They're not offering really, they're saying screw you to every single one of their employees in exchange for profits. And so what's happening is a lot of the employees are disconnecting from these companies, and they're looking for something, looking for a shift. But you and I both know some $20 product or some $10 product or something like that, it doesn't pay the bills. It's not going to cut it. You got to sell hundreds of people in order to make a little bit of money. So with the Aspire system, with some of the other systems that are coming out there. Hey, Twee, it's great to see you.
Hey.
Can you hear us?
I got audio and visual. Sound good.
Awesome, perfect. Yeah, I saw you jumped on and then dropped off there for a second. Twee, just bring you up to speed. What we're talking about is just kind of how we've been, kind of traveling over the last 2 weeks and what it means to reconnect both with yourself as well as connect with your audience and evolve with those experiences. Twee, what have been some of the experiences you've come across over these last 2 weeks or so that has caused you to sort of level up or rethink things that you're currently doing?
So there's been quite a lot of experiences that made us really take the time to think about leveling up and growing our business even further. And one of those has to do with just being around individuals that are, really high top earners that have a lot of great knowledge to share. I know you guys know we went to Cancun, so we were out there and just meeting everyone and seeing how they're doing it and what they're doing behind the scenes. That was really, really helpful. So there's just been so much good energy and so many different awesome people that we've got to meet in our adventure so far, and so much knowledge just to piece together and really bring that to our business.
What has it taught you about working with higher ticket clients?
I think, and I've always
And the
felt this, but
messaging.
I've always thought that the messaging. So I've always enjoyed working with higher ticket clients. I believe that they take their business a lot more seriously, and also just the energy they bring and the commitment they bring into their business, that makes a huge difference in the results that they do get and continue to get before and after we take them on as a client, because that's a different individual. They're in a different mindset and they know how to get things done, and they also have a commitment to themselves to be the best. And I think we all need that to continue to grow and bring our best selves into our business.
Absolutely. I think also too that the overarching message tonight is about reconnecting to yourself, reconnecting to your audience, and using your experiences to evolve your marketing. You know, I know that Twee, I know that your marketing, your specific marketing, your copy, and all those things, it's speaking to somebody else, it's speaking to somebody different. And what are you seeing as a result of making that shift? Because I know that it's not just, I want to make this clear, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. You've also seen some dips in your engagement and things like that while you're making this transition. What do you attribute that to?
Exactly. So whenever you transition or decide to try something new, or change your branding and marketing entirely, you will see what Joel calls peaks and valleys. So with anything you do, there's the peak and then it might go down. And every time it goes down, it'll go down, but not as low as where you started. So with peaks and valleys, you will see that drop in engagement, especially if you change up your marketing and you've been doing something for a long time. So that happens. And I did something pretty drastic and I changed my hair color to bright blue. And so there will be a shift that I knew was coming when I decide to do things of that nature and show a different side of me, or show a different, more authentic side of me, or whatever it happens to be. You will see that. My mentors discussed that before, when she went from 0 to becoming where she is now, and the different things that she's experienced along the way, where people drop off because she changed the background in her videos or whatever it can be. So you just have to expect that with change, you will lose part of your audience while gaining a new part that really flows with where you're going.
And I think that when you're going through that transition, it's important to remember that you're transitioning for a reason. You're transitioning for a lot of things. Mainly, though, it's because you yourself are evolving. Excuse me. You yourself are evolving, and you're also changing the perspective of the alignment that you were coming originally from your business. I know that in our specific business, we went from I want to make a lot of money to I have to make some money to, okay, now that I'm making some money, now I have to catch up on all this stuff that I fell behind in while I was figuring out how to make money, to how can I help people, to how can I impact people and not just help them succeed, but help them become a new person. And so you could see every single time that's happened, it's been a different set of values that that shifted slightly. It started off just excited about this business model, and it's changed over time to impacting people on a deeper level, and now it's moving into how can we work with more high ticket clients? How can we work with more people that are not just talking about change, not just talking about I want to make a lot of money, but they're actually willing to put their balls on the line and do it, and not just talk, and they're willing to go out of their way and find whatever it takes, do whatever it takes to get the money necessary to actually start a business, and put together a business plan, all those different types of things. And that's really changed a lot in the marketing. It went from being basically a sales position to being, okay, so now we're almost like going towards this like kind of Tony Robbins type level, where you're working with people in a way that that they're looking to start their own systems. They are looking to launch their own products, launch their own systems. These people that they're looking at it now from a level of that's like up here, as opposed to this bottom level where they're like, I just need to make some cash. And I think when you begin to change and shift that alignment to people that are looking to make the changes, make the offers, you start getting people that are not only better in terms of quality, in terms of messaging and marketing, but people who actually have the real skills required in order to go and make those things happen. And every single time that you make that shift in your business, you're going to have to reconnect, you're going to have to align, and you're going to need to evolve every time.
Absolutely.
That was a heck of a tangent there, but it's true. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say you're still getting over being sick, so.
Yeah, we got a pretty nasty lung infection about a week and a half ago, and still working through it, but trying to make sure I'm taking time for rest and whatnot. So, which is one of the reasons I came, because I can actually rest here. There's woods and rivers and everything else. So, so I apologize if I'm yawning or if I have a scratchy voice or any of those types of things. It's just because I'm still getting through that sickness. Twee, so I want to shift the conversation back a little bit towards you, because I know that whenever we talk, one of the overall arcing topics of the conversation is that you're asking yourself is, does this align with me? I know we've said no to some great opportunities in the last few days and weeks, just because they didn't align with us. What do you have to say about realizing what you're actually aligned with?
So before I start talking, can you even see me? I know the sun's behind me, so it might be shadow.
Yes. Yeah, we can see you.
Okay, good. So just about doing things that align with you, I always tell Joel, and if you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. So if you're saying yes to something as simple as picking up your friend at the airport, that might be a 2-hour trip with traffic, and it might take you away from your business for 2 hours. So whatever it is you decide to do, big or small, make sure that you're understanding the level of commitment and what you're taking away from. So it's really easy to jump into every single offer, but that leads to distraction, and there's a lot of things going on that now you have to learn a new system, how to promote it, comp plan, whatever it is. So just know that when you jump from thing to thing to thing and not have a one focus, it's really challenging to make results happen. So we always keep a core focus with whatever it is that we do, and our efforts are always focused there. And then if something pops up that aligns with that and continues to push that idea forward, then we say yes to it. If it doesn't necessarily align and it's taking away, then we take the time and say, no, that's not really going to work out. So it's really important to assess and know if it's aligned with your core vision. So make sure you have one core goal or one thing that you're focused on so that you know whether or not it aligns.
Absolutely, 100%. So, over the next couple of weeks, I know I mentioned about 2 weeks ago that RevShare Lifestyle is going to be getting some changes, some facelifts, and actually a lot of stuff, whole shift entirely, and that's still going down. There's going to be some new offers that are going to be coming out, that things that you guys have never heard of, that'll be coming into the system. Full training behind them, all those types of things, but it's going to be different than anything that you've seen out there. And RevShare Lifestyle in and of itself is going to be completely revamped and completely redone. And when that happens, you'll have you'll have everything that you'll need in order to market it in a brand new way. So we've done some experimentations with Facebook ads, different types of ads that are working on RevShares themselves, and just different traffic functions that we're going to be bringing into the system. Something that I think you guys will find pretty useful, and even the ability to get much cheaper prices on traffic and things like that. So a lot of changes coming down in the system, but it's going to come down to us reconnecting with each other, reconnecting with our audience, reconnecting inside of the Facebook group, and building up a social presence that we can all stand behind and be proud of. So it's going to be a completely different shift that you're going to see in terms of who we're working with, and in terms of just everything in and of itself. The whole aspect of RevShare Lifestyle is going to change. The whole attitude behind it. So I hope you guys are ready for that, because it's going to be an evolution. It's going to be a change, and the way that we market it is also going to shift. So those are some things that I want you guys to kind of keep in mind. And over the next few weeks, we'll be focusing a lot on reconnecting with you guys, just checking in, doing progress stuff, getting more active inside of the Facebook group. It's a whole shift, both emotionally and with everything that's going on online. So it's gonna be a complete. We're gonna be taking things kind of back to the core where RevShare Lifestyle started, where we were we had such a connection going on inside of that Facebook group, such a constant contact happening. So that's where we're back to, but with a lot of change. We've learned a lot over the 6 months that we've been doing this, and we've realized that there are some things that work and some things that don't. And those things that don't, that's what this is about. It's about evolution, and ensuring that we're doing more than just giving you guys a system to promote, but that we're being here every step of the way for your marketing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So if some of you guys were following my recent Facebook post, I put a really great value post out there, and it just helps with consistency and being on it. Yeah, we're definitely excited to do these webinars and see you guys weekly again, now that all the traveling has kind of settled down, and also share more as we go along on these webinars, what we learned over the last few weeks of traveling.
Absolutely. So
yeah,
I'm sorry. I can only move my buttons so fast, but yeah. So all right, guys. So I want what I want you guys to start, just paying attention to is just inside of the Facebook group over the next few days, as well as just in emails. We're gonna start doing some email updates, just kind of like a daily update. Probably be real short, sweet, to the point. But the marketing is, the messaging, the marketing, the actual work, the business in and of itself, as well as just shifting to these tidbits. And we believe that in doing it this manner, we have the ability to stay in more contact with each other. I'm gonna once we get off here, I'm gonna go ahead and take the rest of the night off, and tomorrow, I've got a whole slew of calls that are scheduled on, Skype calls and stuff like that, and that type of stuff is great because I'm getting all this different feedback from all these different marketers out there about what's working online and what's changing, and there's some hot stuff that's out there happening right now, and that's you guys. So tonight is going to be kind of short. I just wanted to do kind of a quick reconnect to each other and a quick chance to touch base. And I look forward to working with you guys, talking with you guys, and building up some new rapport about to find out where you guys are at and find out how we can get you guys to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right,
Absolutely.
guys. All right, guys. Love and appreciate you, and we're gonna go ahead and jump off here, and we'll talk to you guys very soon. Okay.
All right. Bye, guys. Good night.
Bye.